My name is Diane Rod. I'm a public health nurse, and this is my coworker, Greg Cologe, environmental health specialist with the Wood County Health Department. We recently had an interesting case of a lead-poisoned child who had a capillary of 17 micrograms per deciliter and a venous conformation of 18.9 micrograms per deciliter. This child had been a client in our WIC department, and when I contacted WIC to find out a little bit more information about the family, I found out that there were two children, one 19 months and one 5 years old, that the parents had been born in India, that they did speak English, and that their address was a brand new apartment building in Wisconsin Rapids. The child had been dressed in Middle East Indian clothing, and the younger child wore traditional eyeliner makeup that ran down her face and into her mouth when she cried, similar to the picture of this child that has eyeliner on. In preparation for the home visit, I contacted Regan Walsh from the state lead program to get some more information on imported products that might lead to this lead-poisoned child case. And I found, she sent me some information, one of which was this interesting handout called Some Imported Products Contain Lead, that had some really good pictures and descriptions of the imported products. And then she also sent me an article from the American Academy of Pediatrics that talked about imported spices and cultural powders from India that can lead to lead poisoning. Because we were going to be sampling things that were not paint, Greg contacted the Wisconsin Occupational Health Lab for some technical assistance on sampling these, maybe some spices and other non-paint products.
The Occupational Health Lab told me we needed a 50 milligram sample. That's about the weight of a baby aspirin, a little less. So we took 1/4 of a teaspoon of powder or other mixture and sent that in for a sample, so we had sufficient sample. The product sampled was kohl or kajal, and that's the product used around the eyes, the dark material. And kumkum and sindoor, those are other colorful powders used in cultural practices in India. I let the mom lead the conversation about cultural practices. She played the role as the educator, informing me on how these products are used, where they're made. The kohl or kajal was made by her grandmother in India, and she said that her grandmother grinds rock and then mixes it with butter. And that use of that material sounded pretty interesting to me, and I expected that to have lead. It turned out the results for the kohl and kajal came back at nearly 60% lead. The other products came back less than 0.09% lead. So the important thing with the conversation with the mother was to let her know that this was not a question of the cultural practice, but rather the material being used, and that the practice can continue. It's just a question of using something that's safe or manufacturing it in a different way.
The outcomes from this case investigation include sharing this information on the State Health Officer webcast, writing an article for the WEHA newsletter to outreach to environmental health specialists, and publishing the same article in our Wood County Public Health Press that goes to all of our local providers. In addition, the mother has stopped using the kajal, and the lead level on this child has decreased to 15.8 micrograms per deciliter in just 3 weeks. She is also sharing this information with her local friends, her relatives in other states, and her family in India. In summary, when presented with lead-poisoned children that live in newer housing, remember to consider cultural practices and allow opportunities for cultural discussion of imported food, health remedies, pottery, and cosmetics.